Hello, BookTube. Well, we're back from my library tour, and as you can see, I am high up above the ground. I am on a step stool. I'm not only on a step stool, I'm on the top step of a step stool. So the slightest mistake will send me careening to the floor. But you're worth it. So we're going to continue with my library tour for 2022. We started off here in the little book room, and we still have quite a bit of little book room to go. And we are in a tall, thin bookcase that fits perfectly right here in this little corner. Just lovely. So how are we going to do this that won't cause a catastrophe? Or we'll just do the Transverse Books first. This is a lovely trade edition of Shogun. Lovely trade paperback edition, nice and floppy. Very pleased that when they did the Asian saga on the spine, they didn't use a number like Lonesome Dove did. You know, Lonesome Dove also came out right around the same time with a gorgeous new trade paperback of the book that I would have wanted with a Remington cover and everything, except it had a number on the spine. I don't want a number on the spine. Okay, then we have, this is edited by Robert Finch, who we've already seen. This is A Place Apart. This is a Cape Cod reader, all about the region of Cape Cod, how people live there, when they live there, how the place has changed, various historical writers over time. I have a number of Cape Cod books. This one shouldn't be just off all by its lonesome. It should be with those Cape Cod books. But it's really good. It's a really good anthology. Let me have a trade paperback. Oh, okay. This is by Lewis Crompton. This is Byron and Greek Love. There he is in his fashionable turban. And of course, this is not a question of loving Greek women. This is a question of the term Greek love had a meaning at the time that it is largely shucked in the present day. The Greek love was gay love, was homosexual love. And there's a huge, huge aspect of that in Byron's biography that he worked hard to eliminate. He worked hard to eliminate what we would now call the primary sources, and so did everyone around him. It's recoverable. You have to do quite a bit of archaeology on this figure, but it is recoverable. And this book does a good job of it, although, once again, I should have a whole shelf of Byron books, and it should be with them instead of all by its lonesome. Then we have Cosmos by Carl Sagan. Big trade paper, big hardcover with lavish illustrations. The companion book to his great miniseries about the exploration of the universe and the wonders of the mind. Then we have, okay, this is more the nightmares of the mind. This is The Alienist by Caleb Carr. Just a ratty old hardcover that I found for $1 at the Brattle because I realized I didn't have it. A historical novel that made him a pile of money, that it was extremely popular for a long time, about a serial killer in turn of the 20th century New York, where one of the characters, the title character, is an alienist, in other words, a prototypical psychiatrist. Another character is Theodore Roosevelt, who was commissioner of police at the time. Just a crackerjack novel, really, really atmospheric. It botches its ending, but aside from that, it's delightful. And I realized when I saw this hardcover at the Brattle that I didn't have it in any form. Didn't have the terrible, ugly trade paperback. Didn't have the mass market paperback. Didn't have the hardcover. There is the front photograph on the hardcover is that. But let me show you how subtly menacing that is, because that is a detail. This is a detail from an actual photograph of the period, and this is the photograph. Can you make that out there? That's the photograph. And if you looked at that photograph in a museum, you would concentrate on the snow, you might concentrate on the horse, you might concentrate on the corner and try and figure out where that is. All of those buildings are still there, and that sidewalk fencing is still there as well. In other words, your eye would pass right over this figure. And that's the whole point of the menace of this cover, is that it is a menacing figure. The person is carrying a big case. And you don't notice that when you look at just the whole photograph. That's why this is such a beautifully chosen cover. Because that's the whole point. One of the whole points of the book in the early part, in the first half of the book, is that this person could be anybody. They're not a known criminal. They're not known to the cops at Scotland Yard or in New York. Okay, then we have an Avenile Avenile hardcover complete. This collection here, they did a lot of these. This one is for P.G. Wodehouse, but they did these for everybody. Daphne du Maurier, Ross MacDonald, John McDonnell rather, you name it, Charles Dickens, Agatha Christie, you name it. They did it for lots and lots of authors, where you get 5 different books in one sturdy hardcover. I really liked them. I thought they're a little bit bland to look at, but I don't have any of the rest of them, I don't think. But I had to have this one because I never pass up P.G. Wodehouse anthologies, which is why I have so many of them. Okay, this one we saw new. This came to me. When did this come to me? Oh, goodness gracious. The Belknap Press of Harvard University Press, bedeviling me even from this distance. This came to me in November of 2019, showed it on this channel. This is by Brian Copenhaver, and it's Magic and the Dignity of Man. A big book about Pico de Mirandela. Just a fantastic Renaissance study about spirituality and the supernatural and magic as it was understood at the time. Pico is a great figure, fascinating, utterly fascinating figure with a huge amount of documentation. Again, so the usual refrain on this channel, I don't know why there aren't 2 biographies of him a year. I can't remember the last time I saw a biography of Pico de Mirandela, and I don't know why, because there's plenty of material for one. But he's a favorite of mine, and so is this next one. This is by Gordon Teskey. This is Spenserian Moments. There she is on the cover. Some of you will know who that is. This is a study of Edmund Spenser, a really granular study of Edmund Spenser. On a literary level, I have a number of Spenser biographies, but I'm always up for a literary study as well. This one is, I think, also came to us on this channel, yes? Yeah, 2019. This came out at the same time. And then the last book here, I'm hurrying this up because I'm afraid that I'm going to fall and hurt myself. So I'm gonna wrap this up here. The last one is by Alice Ford. This is a big, oversized edition of Audubon's Animals, as opposed to Audubon's Birds. There's some flying squirrels. He did a large number of big, colorful plates of the mammals of North America. And this book collects those plates and gives you all of the background information that you could possibly want about the time of their composition, where they were done, what Audubon was doing at the time. All of it fascinating. All of it just fascinating. I have Audubon's Birds somewhere here, or maybe I don't. Maybe I got rid of it to one of you. But that's a speculation for another time. Right now, I'm going to get off this step stool, so I'm going to wrap up this library tour, and we're going to be a whole shelf down next time. I'm hoping I can do that on my feet. I will see you then. Thank you, BookTube.